What fascinated Steve and I in preparation for being a joint CEO is the headhunter which had helped Sasol at the time gave us material as to how to prepare for this and how to make this successful. So we went all this material over the weekend, and all of it said it's fails, egos, unsustainable. And so this is fascinating. So you are appointing us as joint CEO, and you give us all this reading that it never works. And truly, 90% of the time, it never works. And why does it not work? Because people in our positions normally have got inflated egos. And it's all about me, me, me. But with Steve and I, obviously you never get to this position with a level without an ego of sorts. But you need to have a manageable, balanced ego. So Steve and myself have got that. And then the other thing we agreed with Steve is that the ways of working, you put the company first, you put the team second, and you put the individuals third. So once we are focused like that, chances are everybody will know what's best for the company. Because if you reverse it and put the individuals first, it will be what is my ego trip. For instance, I might say I want to build the biggest plant ever built by Sasol. But that's not necessarily the most viable or the most strategic into the future. But if you calmly look at what's best for Sasol and what are the mega trends going into the future, like we did when we did our strategy review last year, you hardly disagree on anything of substance. The only thing we debate is who's flying earlier to London, because we can't fly together. But other than that, it works. We also had to work with our colleagues, the group executive team, so-called the GEC, because even earlier, before our appointment in April, we went on offsite and we agreed on ways of working, because this was also intriguing them as to, but if I have a problem, whom do I go to, and so on and so. So this is all confusing. But the board had been quite smart in designing how it will work. Because normally in a bank, for instance, they would split responsibilities between investment banking and retail banking. In our case, it's smartly meshed together. So I'll take our executive who looks after operations globally. So Bernard would report to Steve for operations in Southern Africa, and he would report to me for operations offshore. So, and then we have a bi-monthly with the executives every other 6 to 8 weeks, and we do that together. So as much as possible, we co-create and do things together. Our offices are next to each other, and just by mere fluke and coincidence, he stays in the same neighborhood I stay in, and his daughter is not only at the same school, is in the same class with my daughter. Even this year, I noticed when they change classes, they are in the same class. So that's fate, I suppose. So it's working quite well, but ultimately it's about personalities and how you make it work. So Steve and I would like to write a case study of the 10%, how to make it successful in joint leadership.